Do you have a thing in your history that sometimes rears its head, especially around Christmas time, and makes you feel like, you know, something like that, where you're just down? Well, that's sort of what happened with me. This ornament right here is one that my son made. It's a hand print, as you can probably tell, painted like a Santa. And it's dated on the back. It says 2012. And, you know, Christmas of 2012 was painful. It was not a good Christmas at all. And I saw this ornament just a couple days back and was like, yeah, that's tough. Because there were lots of things going on that, you know, are too long to go into, but I just thought I would put it out there that just because something was tricky and difficult doesn't mean it has to stay tricky and difficult forever. I mean, just the thought of the year 2012 would send me right over the edge at one time, because that was a really, really bad year, like a really bad one. And as a result of that, my kid, though we are civilized with each other, and he's introducing me to friends and things like that he goes to school with, and that's a huge improvement on where things used to be. At one time, he wouldn't even, like, acknowledge that I was in the room. Like, he was just like, I don't even know you, you know, like, it was like that. But now that enough time has passed, or some anyway, time has passed, you know, 12 years, it's a little easier to forgive those events and not really want to hold myself a prisoner with, you know, it was a bad time because of all of these things that you did wrong. You had a psychiatric illness. You had to be hospitalized. You are a failure at life. Right? These are the things that I would tell myself. Trust and belief. Nobody is harder on me than me. Believe that. Just know that, okay? Hi. Now you know me. Anyway, do your best to, if you have one of these periods from your experience, or maybe you're going through it now, I don't know, just know that that doesn't define who you are. We all have struggles. Life would not be life if we didn't have ups and downs. I know, right? Captain Obvious. It's pretty obvious stuff, but sometimes we forget, you know? That's why I say these things, because I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Having to be hospitalized for severe depressive disorder to the point where I could not even stand or sit, and all I could do was stare. Is not because I'm a bad person. It's because that's the way that illness manifested in me. Yes, it made my son feel like he was not important, and I'm really sorry about it, and I will be sorry about it forever. Absolutely. There is nothing I can do about it now. And the only way to go forward without continuing to feel like garbage about it is to realize that that happened cannot be undone, but it also had to happen for a reason. It had to happen that way so that I could go through the process that I am now going through all these years later. I should have been going through it back in those days, but I didn't. I resisted. I instead chose to live in that lower vibrational energy where everything was a goddamn misery. Everything. Waking up in the morning was the worst. Like, just when I think about how I used to live and how I was married and I had a child and I had an education and my husband was successful in his profession, everything on paper was primo. It was supposed to be. Didn't work out that way. But that's not to be condemned for either. I have had people in my own family condemn me for it, but you know, these things happen the way they do so that we may learn from them, not be defined by them. I guess that's what I'm really trying to say. So, though it's normal and would be strange in my view if something was difficult in life and you kind of held on to the difficulty aspect of it rather than the what is it showing me, what is it teaching me aspect of it. You know, that's perfectly human. That's what we're told to do all the time. We're told to identify with the with that, with the event that happened, or events multiple that happened, and therefore that's why your present is this way, and that's why you're continuing to be miserable. And life is a misery, right? ABC, you know, that's just what we're told when we're really plugged in to the matrix way of life, which is what we are told to be, right? It's human, it's totally normal. Minds crave logic and want logic. So, just know that logic doesn't always make sense. Subscribe if you want. And there's a video down there. I'll see you later.